Kawhi Leonard has signed with the Clippers. Paul George has been traded to the Clippers. This is a crazy move for the NBA. It makes the NBA way more competitive, probably as competitive as it's been since 2016, and it changes the league probably for the next decade or so. What does it mean for the rest of the league, the top contenders? What does it mean for the teams that were probably going to rebuild? What does it mean for the teams that were in the running for Kawhi? I'm going to explain all this. My name is Jay from Jay's World. I'm going to give you my take on how I feel about the Kawhi Leonard situation. I think it's great for the NBA and the fans because it makes it more competitive and it's more compelling to watch. It's not just one team or two teams or three teams. You looking at it from a standpoint, it could be anybody because of the fact that no team is too overpowered for, I think, any other team. Now, of course, the teams with the two best superstars, like the Lakers, like the Clippers, like the Knicks, and those and others, those teams are gonna have more of an advantage to beat other teams. But I feel like it's not as big of an advantage as it was in one time, where it's like a team that isn't as good as another team, like an 8 seed could beat a 1 seed. In terms of just like competing with them more. I feel like the competition is way more competitive, and I feel like no team is just a clear favorite over anybody else. I like this move for the NBA because I feel like it's gonna put ratings back up because of the fact that more people gonna be intrigued, and I feel like this is gonna make the NBA more fun to watch. I feel like for the Raptors and the Lakers, for the Raptors, I feel like that they need to keep in my opinion, their core intact of OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, and I would have to say Pascal Siakam. Maybe not even Kyle Lowry, but just those three. And because you're gonna want to try to want to build role players around those three. And Pascal might be your star, but even then, you may want to try to get two more star players in 2021 because you're not gonna really get a good player or star players in 2020 free agency. So what you want to try to do is stick it out for these next couple years, free up cap space, and go after some big fish. Kind of get like a couple guys to try to put yourself in contender. I don't feel like they're gonna have to rebuild, but they're gonna have to like make some changes, and I'm confident in Masai Ujiri to make this team a contender. I don't believe in the next couple seasons, but the 2021 free agency is gonna be big for Toronto, and I would not be surprised if they came out of that free agency title contenders. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So the next 2 years may be rough, but I feel like it's still gonna be like they'll be okay. They'll recover from it. In terms of the Lakers, I feel like the Lakers are good. They just need to build their roster with shooters and defenders. If they build their roster with good shooters and defenders, guys like Iguodala, guys like Kyle Korver, guys like what they already did with Danny Green, and they just continue that, maybe give Boogie Cousins a try. Maybe give Carmelo Anthony a try. Two guys who I feel like are low risk, high reward players. Um, People think Melo's a bad player, but I want to see him with LeBron. I feel like LeBron brings the best out of people, and I feel like him being friends with Melo, he can get Melo to come off the bench and know his role and play well in that role. And I know that Melo could be huge in the playoffs when you just need that 15 to 20 point night from a bench player or role player. With Boogie, I think that you take that risk because it usually takes a year to come back from your ACL, even after you recover. He was still rehabbing. He wasn't all the way there. And yet his first 36 numbers were still up there in the 20 and 10s. So I feel like he may never be the same athletic Boogie, but I feel like he can still give you 20 and 10 because I feel like he can still play in the post, use his strength, who I feel like he's probably the strongest center in the league. If you just see him, like, we go up against guys like Joel Embiid, and guys like Nikola Jokic, Carden Towns, and even in the final Marcus Gasol, that can't really move him like that, like they move others in the post. So his post defense is good, and I feel like his versatility, being able to pass the ball and shoot it from three, his spacing and everything would fit well with the Lakers, and I feel like they should really try to give him a chance to see what he can do for them. Another thing I would say is Kyle Kuzma's gonna have to step up, and I feel like he will, and I feel like he's gonna shock a lot of people. And I feel like LeBron and Anthony Davis is still the best duo in the world, and they're probably the number one and two or number one and three best players in the world. And LeBron's gonna be coming for vengeance. AD's gonna be coming to win a chip, and I feel like they're gonna be scary next year. And I feel like people that's laughing at them because they didn't get Kawhi Leonard aren't realizing how dangerous LeBron and Anthony Davis are. Like even saying it out loud, that's LeBron James. If you saw what he did in the 2018 season, you understand that he's gonna be crazy. If he gets better than that, then it's already him by itself is already scary. You add Anthony Davis to that. If both of those players are healthy, it's gonna be crazy for the Lakers. I feel like they still should be the favorites in my opinion to win the championship. People are gonna overrate the Clippers and say they're the favorites, but I wouldn't just go that far yet because, like I said, I don't feel like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are better than LeBron James and Anthony Davis. One, and I also feel like that the Lakers are gonna have better role players. I know that they got, I know the Clippers got the players that they got, but watch what the Lakers do. I feel like they're gonna get some pieces. They're gonna be very underrated, and they're gonna get laughed at, maybe, but they're gonna pay off huge at the end. Like I can really see that happening. So be on the lookout for what they do. I feel like it's gonna be very interesting. I would like to see them go get Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Look out for that name. I feel like he's a great defensive player, and I feel like they should still be considered the favorites. What does this mean for teams like the Warriors? The Warriors, it makes it a little bit harder for them. Not a little bit, it makes it harder for them to be getting to that Western Conference Finals talk. I don't think they will. I feel like their defense and their size is just gonna take a step back. With you having 2.2 guards who can defend, and even though Clay is a great defender, he's a smaller guy, and for him to play the three, guys like LeBron are gonna abuse him in the playoffs, and guys like and Anthony and guys like the Lakers and a lot of teams are gonna abuse them. Guard heavy teams are gonna abuse them, like Portland, because of the lack of defense that Steph and D'Angelo bring. And even front courts, like bigger guys, like maybe Philly, may do well against them because of their lack of size in their starting five. Because I'm pretty sure they're still gonna start, Draymond at the four. So you're not gonna, you're either gonna have Looney or Willie Cauley-Stein. They're not great defenders, so if they go up against a great five, they're still gonna get abused. So I just said from this standpoint, I don't feel like they're gonna be that good, and I feel like this move does not make anything easier for them. Had Kawhi went back to Toronto, I feel like it would have made it easier for them to come out the West, or at least get into the Western Conference picture. But now I don't see them making it to the Western Conference. I see them probably being a semi-team like they were before, back like way back when they had Mark Jackson type. Being a really good team with a lot of good players, but a lot of good starters, but I don't see them being more than that. A team like the Bucks, I feel like Giannis and them, Giannis is gonna get better, but I don't feel like they can beat 76ers, but just because of the 76ers limp, it's gonna cause too many problems for Giannis, but I feel like they'll be a good team. I don't like the fact that they gave Chris Middleton that deal, but it is what it is, and that's their decision, so I can respect that. But I don't really feel like that was the best deal for them. But time will tell. Maybe Chris Middleton is better than we thought he was, but just going off of how he's played so far, and the fact that he hasn't really showed that he's a star player in this league is kind of questioning for the Bucks. With a team like the 76ers, they're more of a post-centric, old-school team. I feel like they're going to lose because of their lack of scoring. I don't see a lot of scorers on their team. They're going to be a defensive-heavy team, but they're not going to be an offensive-heavy team. And I feel like when they run up against an offensive-heavy team, which will be Clippers and stuff like that, they can put up points, and the Lakers and other teams, I feel like that's going to be their weak point. Maybe they come out the East. Who knows? I feel like the East is a big question mark. I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics get it, but the Celtics are a young team still, and they don't really have a superstar, so it's questioning for that too. So, so I think that's going to be interesting. In terms of the rest of the league, sort of lower level contending teams and some of the rebuilding teams. I feel like this makes the league way more competitive. It makes it easier for rebuild. Teams can focus more on their two stars, and they can focus on just trying to build a really great team instead of trying to build some super team. You get to build role players. So I think this is good for the league. I feel like it's gonna be better for the competition. I feel like you're gonna see a lot less tanking and a lot more just development processes, and it's gonna make the league way more competitive. And the playoff picture is gonna be as dry as it used to be, which means that you're gonna see teams really trying their best because they really believe they have a chance. You're gonna see teams like Portland and Utah and all those teams thinking they will have a chance, which they have the right to think because as the league is now, it's way more competitive, and I feel like that helps a lot of people. I feel like this was overall a good move for the NBA. I think it's great for the league. Honestly, I feel like the only thing is I feel like people gonna overrate the Clippers. I feel like they're gonna try to make them seem like they're the favorites automatically, but I still don't feel like they favor over the Lakers. I feel like the Lakers still got the edge, but it's definitely gonna be interesting to see all the new teams and see what team is gonna be the most surprising. Everybody got Utah, but I'm gonna say Portland. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm feeling at the time. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. For sure. It's me and boy Jay from Jay World, and I'm gonna make sure I come out with more videos in this couple of days talking about this whole situation. If you want like more of my opinion about this, like and subscribe, and let me know what y'all want me to do, what y'all want me to talk about. So yeah.